This match review comes to us from GothicMajula, good old Juliet that we have here almost every day, who has over 5K hours in the game. So over 5 times the amount I usually expect people to know how to have basic fundamentals in DBD. They'll be able to have short chases, patrol gens, that sort of thing. We're playing the Xenomorph, which is obviously the character I enjoy a lot. Wrote the guide on and everything. So otherwise, outside of my credentials having to do with the character, they are a mid B, high B in the hands of somebody who is a main and understands them pretty well characters. So the character is not holding you back as long as you have a general idea of how to play the character. You're on Blood Lodge, which is not an awful map for the Xenomorph, but Blood Lodge is kind of just a troublesome map for killer in general. It can spawn some pretty nasty stuff, especially concerning right now that the realm appears to be spawning more path pallets and path tiles than it should. Hopefully that gets fixed at some point. Yeah, let's take a look at the add-ons and your breaks. Okay, you're using the correct add-ons. You're using Emergency Helmet and Lambert Star Map. Emergency Helmet being that you, at least before this hits YouTube, kind of like the last one, this is being recorded before the Xenomorph changes come through, so we don't know what the base health versus Emergency Helmet nerf will look like right now, at least at time of recording. So at time of recording, this increases resistance to the flame turrets by 35%. And then you're using Lambert Star Map, which will be unchanged, which reduces the range of flame turrets from 10 meters down to 8. These are 2 of the best add-ons you can be running on the Xenomorph in tandem with Self-Destruct Bolt, which increases your vault speed by 30% while in crawler mode. Any combination of these 3, or the 2 out of these 3, is good if you want to win your games consistently, so nothing to say more about your add-ons. You are using a very, very good build, but there's kind of one thing that sticks out here is to be kind of odd. You're using Pain Res Deadman, which is a very, very strong and excellent combo on Xenomorph. Xenomorph, even if you don't get the value out of Pain Res Deadmans because they counterplay the Deadman, Xenomorph is an exceptionally good character at pushing people off gens using the tunnel system. That way you can force Deadman's value. So this is a good perk combo on them. Thrilling is kind of underwhelming. There's a lot of thrilling believers. I am not a thrilling believer. I feel like the cooldown needs to be slightly better if it's going to be generally like a good perk. Also, thrilling is mostly used as an info perk, not really a gen slowdown perk, and you're a character that has a wealth of base kit information. So thrilling is a very mediocre pick. A pick that I would say is like outright bad is Iron Grasp. Iron Grasp, I don't know why you wouldn't use Agitation in this situation. Agitation is this perk, except better in every single way. Every single way. Unless you're doing a backpack build and you want more carry, you should just use Agitation. Absolutely should just use Agitation. So I would swap that out. Hey Tommy, how's it going? How are you, friend? On with the match. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Okay, you don't start in a control station right away. You get there eventually. You see that there's already a couple of turrets picked out from the control stations because that number says 2 instead of 4. You heard that gen being worked on. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it is good? That's good. I'm glad. Probably a bounce play. Yeah. The good old path into nothing after using balanced. This is where Self-Destruct Bolt would be nice because you can just fall through this at like Mach speed. She might be going for a deb. No, she does not. She has balance. She just has balanced an object, which is weird. Very odd. You lose her entirely because you went for a very... You lost her entirely because you went for a very like wide mind game after you vaulted that. And I don't know really why you did that. It's not really like a you thing. It's like, this is a thing I see a lot of people do. I don't know if it's like a streamer thing or what, but like people will go for these like really like ambitious mind games where they're like, okay, well, I'm chasing somebody at the bottom of Disturb Board's main building. I'm going to go upstairs and walk all the way around the top and then drop down on them and then they'll die. And it's like, realistically, anybody who's paying attention when you do that, they just get away. And the double whammy is she had a object on top of that, so she just got to see what you were doing. So that's really why you don't go for like super ambitious mind games like that, because survivors that are paying attention or have a perk to help them pay attention will just see what you're doing. We should just play like more straightforward. And now you don't. You've essentially lost all the pressure you had at the beginning of the game. Yo, what's that give for the like? I appreciate you, friend. Hydrate. I got you. There's a match for you. I don't even have to. Hey, thank you. Is that you? Is that your noise? That's in this. That's in the. Enjoy your alert, Calamity. Appreciate you. The idea is if you can't comprehend the mind game, neither can the survivor. It doesn't work that way though. As long as the survivor is paying attention, they can comprehend you. Hey, buddy. How's it going, friend? How are you? It's gonna be funny. There's the way I record these, that will in fact hit the VOD, which is fine. Or I don't think it will. Actually, I don't think it will hit the VOD. Okay, that's fine actually then. I'm well. You're Sadako? You're in the well? And guess what? Chicken butt? Good correction. Good correctional. Is that you clipping everything? That's so funny. I was showing Liz TikToks yesterday. There were so many like ooey song covers. They just looked at me like, you always say you're so smart, but this is most of your likes or ooey covers. I'm like, what the heck? What's wrong with giving your brain a break? Just commit to his side. The brand rot. Strong. Not brain rot. Brand rot. They had kind of a rough start, but query. Why run pain res if no use pain res? Pain res hook right here. Normal hook up here. You carry longer. Use iron grasp. Get hook. Scourge hook pain res unga bunga gen. Gen lower. Survivor sad. Yeah. You literally have a perk to carry people longer. Should you come to that? Da, 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 da. I watch you play Xeno so much. Play enough Xeno to anger all the Xenos by being... Wait, we mean anger the other Xenos. How did you anger the other Xenos? Yeah, if she was running straight into you, you probably should have assumed that a bounce play was in there. Probably should have waited. It's like if somebody's walking slowly in front of me and not running, I'm like, okay, they're gonna like bait with Sprinto Bursto. Also, yes to the thing you asked. Very briefly. Oh, head on. I don't understand why killers get so mad at head on. Sans, you're not doing the exploit stuff. Okay. If you're using it normally, I don't get it. I was saying getting mad just keep head on at all. Like, allowed to use the perk. Give killer input? Yeah, the match reviews are meant for people that are struggling in DBD and don't know why. Like, they generally can't figure out why their matches are going so, like, rough or so stressfully. So I try to, like, be like, okay, here's some ways to play more consistently. So you can avoid the frustration and stress. He's gonna bounce on you. That's why Blood Lodge is really frustrating, because they can, like, it's such a good bounce map. You get stuck on somebody there? That is like weird collision. Nice shot. Good. I was gonna say, please don't ignore the Scourge hook again. Please. Even if you already have the token for them, the stack, it migrates the game more towards Scourge hooks and kind of erases your RNG. You know what I'm saying? Because if you catch somebody at the hook later, you could just like very quickly two-tap them, put them right back on the Scourge hook. Keeps the game localized around the Scourge hooks to negate the RNG. You're gonna camp that so go after them? I guess she does have balance. So LD can just go up and fall off of that. You're a Scourge hook? No, I'm a Xenomorph. It's different. I think you would be far less in a dire situation if you had gone for your Scourge earlier. Russell Zan, appreciate you. You like here right now? Like you're gonna get a Scourge hook off of this because you decided to migrate the game towards the Scourge hook. See? Case in point. Case in point. That's why you still do that. Which gets you a dead man's. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy ball. Crazy. She might have this. Look out for that. No, actually. Well. Brand residence. Oh, the builder. Can we fix it? Bob the builder. Yes, we can. Decorative bread is such an interesting name. You know what's really good I haven't had in a while? Fairy bread. You guys ever had fairy bread? Nice. Now what's that? Okay. Don't take me out because it's been a while since I've had it. A friend made it for me a long time ago. It's like bread. It's like a slice of bread with like marshmallow fluff and sprinkles. It's like really good. It's really good. Sugary and terrible for you. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? What do you think? Break turret? Break turret. Smash turret. If you smash the turret, you get to keep your power, which means your chase goes better. Especially since this is not even the good fun bus. This is the weak form of fun bus. There's actually two weaker forms. Yeah, this chase should be over. Like, she should be down and on a hook already, but because you chose to lose your power for kind of no reason, this chase is going on forever. And those two could just do up next gen. This is kind of a dire situation for you. And it happens. No oil can! No! That oil can blocks a mini attack for many a range killer. Okay. Like I've said in many other match reviews, if you're in a situation where you're down to one gen and 3 people are still alive, this is the time where you lock in and start doing safer shots, not keep going for the super ambitious shots. You go for super ambitious hee-hee-ha-ha shots when you're ahead. Like, if this was like the last chase and this was the last guy alive, yeah, go for as many hee-hee-ha-ha shots as you want. But you need to lock in now because you have not secured the win yet. So the fact that you're still going for really wild, crazy shots when you need to lock in is a misplay. Look at a tail doctor there. I'm so hungry already. Yep, it literally cost you last gen. Because those two are running around doing the gens. I will. Well, what do you think? What could they have done better? We'll see in a second. Well, how do you better play the Xenomorph? Nothing? You got no input? What could they have done better? It's like, I'm just gonna eat that. Look at his little eyes. It's very cute. Blink, blink. You gotta get the zoomies. First, you get the zoomies. I mean, he has food there. His food bowl's there. He's good. Yeah, you kind of threw the game. This was still very easily like a 3 or 4K, but you wasted so much time on LD. So you kind of threw it. I don't think you ever got that Scourge hook on Dwight. That is so funny. The Dwight that you refused to hook on a Scourge hook is the one that ended up getting away with the Scourge hook stack still available. That's why we do that. That's why people like, I hear so many people be like, no, conserve your Scourges. Do not use them till later. And it's like, well, you may lose the chance to get the value out of it at all. And then it's like, you might as well have only brought a partial perk, which is not preferable at all. So in terms of your main takeaways, unfortunately, you kind of like defeated yourself a little bit, but it is also fortunate in the fact that you can learn from those mistakes. First off, and the one that actually cost you the game was that crucial chase with LD near the end of the game. You need to go for more consistent, safer shots as more pressure is applied to you. Whereas if you already have a lot of pressure, then you can go for more of the wacky hee hee ha ha shots. But you got it backwards here. As the match kept adding more pressure to you, one person dead, but still 3 people up with 1 gen left, you decided to keep going for these really ambitious shots around that one loop. Realistically, what you should have done was go around one side of the loop and then shot the tail attack at them, where it was like an easy just strafe attack and call it a day. You kept going for the I'm gonna hit him up and over the loop stuff, which is fine, but it's like, after it didn't work the first time, you should have been like, okay, well, like, I need to go for something safer. I don't really have the time to continue missing, but you kept going for it and you kept missing, and that chase ended up super long. That was enough time for them to get the last gen done. So as the match, this is not even advice for Xenomorph, this is advice for DBD in general. If you're playing a character that has skill shots, try to limit going for those if you're under a lot of pressure. And then if you have a lot of pressure, that's when you can start going for the trick shots through check, boarded up window with Deathslinger or something like that, right? But if you don't have enough pressure yet, you could waste a lot of time if it potentially doesn't go well, and that's a huge risk. So don't do something that risky. Second, especially while using Iron Grasp, I don't know why you choose to forego hooking people on Scourge hooks. You literally have a perk to carry people as far as possible. And as I pointed out, that Dwight actually ended up not having a Scourge hook used at all. He did not actually end up getting his Scourge hook used, and he kind of left the match with it. So you got no value out of a fourth of your perk. There was no reason not to take them to a Scourge hook there. And I noticed that, like we talked about, it's good generally, even if you already have the stack used for a specific survivor, to still kind of hook them near or on a Scourge hook. Because in that case, you migrate the game towards your Scourge hooks, because the big downside of using Scourge hooks is that, like, they're RNG based, so you may get a bad spawn. But if you kind of migrate the game to the hooks by hooking people on those hooks, even if you already have the stacks, then you will, somebody will come, like the Rebecca did, to get the save who you don't have the stack on yet, and then you can freely get the stack. So I would try to do that more, because you saw even in this match, the one time you did it was really helpful. And then the third thing, which is something I feel like I say in every Xenomorph match review, is please break your turrets. That chase with LD also would have been way quicker if you had just broken the turret right away and tail attacked her at the very, very bad version of Fun Bus. But you didn't. So the chase ended up being even longer because you said it's worth losing my power. And it actually was not. It was not actually worth using your power. And the chase went on way longer because as an M1 killer, you had less options. She was able to chain more tiles together and waste your time in that time, but enough time to get the last gen done and escape. So yeah, I'll focus on those 3.